Tinder is absolutely terrible for men. Unless you're already getting a lot of success on Tinder, you need to get the hell off Tinder because you are wasting your time, and even worse, you're probably lowering your own confidence because the results and success you will get on Tinder will be significantly worse than what you can get in real life. You will not get any matches. The few matches you do get, which are probably your accidental swipes, will probably ghost you. Even if they do agree to a date, then there's a good chance that you'll probably get stood up and you'll just end up jaded, dejected, feeling like, why am I not getting these results? It lowers your confidence and it's just terrible for you. Get off that stuff. Meet people in real life. I think just learn how to approach. If you can approach, for example, on the street, then you can approach in any situation, whether that be at a conference, some kind of event, whatever it be. Just learn how to approach and show your intent. I think the reason most guys kind of suck with women is because they're afraid to show any interest in a woman because they're terrified of rejection. So they just try this neutered sort of way of trying to maneuver to a woman, try to flirt, but in a way that's not too obvious, so that if the woman doesn't show them a sign, then they have plausible deniability. I mean, cut that beta bullshit. I mean, just I'm not saying to be like a complete caveman, but and obviously be tactful depending on what situation you're in. Like if you're literally at a tech conference, then you don't want to be like spitting like real hardcore game. You got to be more indirect and in the right social contexts. But man up, stop. If you're just waiting for a sign from the women, you're missing out on 90% of the opportunities, and you're being the woman. You're letting the the woman choose you in that situation. Do you want the woman to choose you? So it's funny. It's funny I say this too, because there was one time where I was with a girl, and I was complaining to her about this. This was a girl I had been seeing very briefly before, and I told her something along the lines of this, how it's not fair or something like that. And then she responded with do you want the woman to choose you? Do you want to be chosen by a woman? And I was like, no, fuck that. I want to be in control of my life. So anyways, just learn how to approach. I think the ideal way to meet somebody actually is probably through some kind of mutual interest. That's ideal because then at least you have that one thing in common. But honestly, you can meet people in any situation, whether it be on the street, coffee shop, mutual friends, meetups, whatever it is. Just learn how to meet people in person, because also then you eliminate just wasted time with things like catfishing or again, all the ghosting, and then just screw that. And you can't tell how somebody is just online. So unless you're in the top 10% maybe of looks, or just your profile, I don't know, you have yourself on private jets, and I don't know, that's working for you, the Tinder swindler or whatever. Unless you're in that situation, or a celebrity or something like that, where you can get a ton of easy access, and the online apps actually do work, and you actually do have your DMs flooded or whatever. Unless you're in that particular situation, which I can't speak to because I'm not in that situation. Unless you're in that situation, you are not only wasting your time on Tinder and these online apps, but you're probably making your life worse. Aside from the wasted time, you're lowering your confidence. Learn how to approach in real life. Learn how to, because also another benefit of approaching in real life is that even when you get quote unquote rejected, you still develop and become a better person, because you develop your social skills, your confidence, your resilience, your courage. So you no matter what, you're gonna benefit from it. So long as you so long as you're focused on developing the skills, and it doesn't become this addiction. You don't want to be the dude, I don't know, the 40-year-old dude addicted to pick up and spending all his time just approaching girls all the time every day, and has nothing else going on in their life, no money, anyways, sorry. If somebody wants to, people can live however lives they want, so there's no judgment there, but if you're happy, then that's fine. If you're happy and not screwing other people over, live however you want. But my point is approaching people, it develops you into a better person. swiping away on Tinder and messaging random Tinder people and trying to set up dates with that and getting catfished and stood up and all that stuff, that doesn't make you a better person. Like, if anything, it probably makes you worse, because while you're doing that, while you're swiping on Tinder, you're probably not doing it like, I don't know, like for a couple minutes while waiting for your food that you just ordered, like at the restaurant across the street or whatever. You're probably doing it like alone in your basement, in your apartment, when you could be spending that time either doing something more productive with work, doing something more enjoyable, like it could be just like watching a video that puts you in a better mood, gives you more information, or just being out, hanging out with friends, going for a walk in nature. It's a net negative, honestly. So stop wasting your time with that. And yeah, if you're a woman, then yeah, I mean, like, by all means, like it's like a buffet of dicks. If you're a woman, like, great. I mean, but at the same time, I think it's bad for one's like mental. I don't want to say mental health, but it can also be psychologically damaging too, because it can expose you to so much choice and abundance. And before somebody says anything, I'll say there was one time I remember meeting this girl who had actually met. I met at a bar the night before. I don't normally go to that kind of stuff, but I'd gone out with some friends and met this one person, and she was like super young, had just moved into the city from like her village or whatever, and she was like on Tinder for this first time, and she was telling me that she could feel that this application already, after like a day or two of usage, was already like fucking her up mentally, because it was exposing her to all this abundance and choice, to where she felt like it would be hard to feel satisfied settling for any person, always knowing that she's like a swipe away from another date. And surely enough, she ended up just being, she ghosted me. And then it's funny, she was telling me that like oh, my fear is like, I think you're gonna ghost me, like I think you're just gonna, after this, you're just not gonna respond to me or whatever. And then she ended up ghosting me, and then she ghosted me and blocked me. And then like, so I'm like, what the hell, what is this, like losing faith in humanity here. Like, this is the kind of bullshit you deal with. I didn't even meet her through an online app. This is the kind of bullshit you deal with on through apps. You meet even crazier psychos. Then the next day or in the evening or whatever, she like unblocked and apologized and all that, but then either way, like at that point it's like done. But yeah, like I really think this kind of stuff is damaging. Like, I remember meeting another girl who like, you know, I felt like it's very friendly, very nice, and you know, like we hung out a few times and it was really great, but I think she was just addicted to Tinder. And so like, she was just constantly meeting people on Tinder. She was polyamorous, so it makes sense. But I don't know. I don't want to like blame any particular one application for something, because the application is more of a tool that enables some kind of behavior. But yeah, like the type of, when you go on Tinder, you're pre-selecting for a specific type of girl who most likely the girl you meet on Tinder, it's probably not her first time. Like, she'd probably if she's on Tinder, there's going to be a high percentage that she goes on many Tinder dates, and thus is like constantly unsatisfied, constantly looking for something different, just unable to settle, high whatever body count or whatever, and just a higher percentage that she's crazy. Like, because honestly, like, think about it. If you're a like attractive, hot girl, do you need to be going on an online app? No. You already have so many offers that like that's not even like you're not on there. Or if you're on there, it's you're not like, it's just like for fun, for like, oh yeah, just free validation. But you're not like, you don't need to. You have so many options that you don't need to add another going out with random dudes on an application to your funnel. So the type of girls you meet on there are going to be more likely to be the type of girls who aren't able to meet people in real life. Maybe because they're not attractive, or they're crazy, or something wrong with them. I'm not saying every girl, but much higher probability of that. And that's just from my experience. And I don't even have that much experience from that, because I get nothing on there. Like, I'm a freaking 10, I get nothing on there. Like, what's wrong with this app? No, no, it's a waste of time, and I've had much better luck. And like, The girl I'm currently seeing, met her on the street. Like, I saw her, super beautiful, approached her. That's it. No way I ever could have found a girl like this on any application. My last, before this, my long relationship, we met her actually at a bar. But actually, I think I got really lucky with that, because that was like her first or second time at a bar, and she only went out because like her friend had dragged her out. It's another thing. Like, you don't want to be meeting. Ideally, you don't want to be meeting girls at bars and clubs. I think I don't want to make like a blanket statement there, because there are good girls that go out maybe for. It could be for whatever reason, maybe like once in a blue moon for their friend's birthday or whatever. So like, it's possible to meet people like that. But if you're going to like clubs, chances are you're pre-selecting for these kind of girls who go out to clubs maybe like every weekend or whatever. And like, those kind of girls are like, you you don't want to do anything. I mean, it could be higher probability to be messed up, crazy, and probably red flag in terms of starting a relationship with them. If a girl's going to a club every week, going to random promoters' tables and for free alcohol, and then like hooking up with, making out and hooking up with guys every week, probably not wifey material. But okay, yeah, if you're just looking for like a one-night adventure, like, knock yourself out. Yeah, so you, like, for me, I don't know about you, like, it depends on your taste. For me, I would rather meet the type of girl who's like in a park reading a book in the middle of the day and doesn't go out to clubs. But to each their own. Yeah, summarize, if you're a man, first of all, stop playing the victim, stop like complaining about how unfair life is, and oh, like, women get all this choice, and like, no. Do you want to be chosen by a woman? If the answer is no, then learn how to man up and learn how to approach. And it doesn't have to be this weird pickup artist thing. Just learn how to just go in and just talk to somebody like a normal person, and, you know, not some desperate, thirsty motherfucker, just a normal person. Just talk to somebody, and if you are interested in them, to be able to express that interest, show interest, and if they reciprocate, you're able to get the number and set up a meeting, a date, great. But if not, that's okay. Like, you're not some desperate, thirsty person. Be socially tactful and respectful. It's all about going in there, because you'll never know unless you go in there. And at the end of the day, you want to be meeting the type of people who you mutually get along with, and that where it plays out naturally. Not the type of person where you have nothing in common with, and there's no vibe, and they don't like you, and you have to run all these like stupid pickup artist tactics or whatever. Like, if you have to do all that stuff to try to get somebody out with you, then it's not gonna last. Most likely it isn't, unless something changes. Probably not gonna last. So I'm not saying to just stay perfect the way you are, but just learn how to become more confident and just approach, and stop making it out to be this really difficult thing. Just go in there, like, you don't just yeah, just go in, and you'll become more confident, and you'll become more attractive as a result of that, and it's just win, 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 win. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, get off those online apps.